नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
मेरा है यह लेने वाला कह उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा है यह लेने वाला कह उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण
हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
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 श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ संकट हरना मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय श्री कृष्ण। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। योगेश्वर भगवान श्री कृष्ण परम श्रद्धेय गुरुदेव एवं आप सब में विराजमान परमात्मा को नमन करता हूँ। जय श्री कृष्णा। I, Kailash Soni from Itarsi, Madhya Pradesh, from and on behalf of Geeta Parivar, extend my warm welcome to all the enthusiastic participants of L4 who have come across with the wonderful journey of previous 3 levels of online Geeta classes. Before starting this interpretation, first of all, I pay my sincere salute and do worship to Param Pujya Swami Shri Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, whose blessings and distant vision has made this Geeta Parivar worldwide spread and online Geeta classes with more than 7 lakh family members and more than 8,000 volunteers. Prayer is the best medium and communication to go closer to the Almighty Bhagwan Shri Krishna Ji, and also before preparing to worship, the initial prayer, put your mind and thought, concentrate. For chanting initial prayer, I would like to invite Kanchan Vasudev Didi Ji. She is from Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh. She is postgraduate in library science and retired as deputy director from Indian Social Science Research Council, Bharat Sarkar. She joined Geeta Parivar in 2022 and giving her seva as co-trainer of level 1 and 2. So welcome Didi, please take initial prayer.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thanks, respected Kanchan Didi, for this such a sweet and melodious prayer. After this initial prayer, I would request that a lighted lamp, that is Deepak, helps enlighten the mind and soul. It also gives the feeling of virtually physical presence of our Aradhya Lord Shri Krishna Ji. For lighting the holy lamp, that is Deep Prajalan, before Bhagwan Shri Krishna Ji, I heartfully welcome to see Janki N Ji. Janki N Didi, she is from Bengaluru, joined Geeta Parivar in July 21. She completed all 4 levels and serving as tech assistant from April 22, and also she is serving as co-trainer from July 22, taking Kannada batches. So welcome Didi for this to Deep Prajalan.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thanks and sadhuvad, respected Janki Didi ji, for such a beautiful Deep Prajalan and nice visualization of Lord Shri Krishna Ji. After initial prayer and nice Deep Prajalan, we are all now set and very well prepared to understand the secrets of Vibhuti Yoga, that is chapter 10, first part. For this, I request with my folded hands our Geeta Parivar's most favorite and intelligent narrator, speaker, and interpreter, that is Vivechak, Sabhagyavati Shraddha Rao Didi ji. She is from Hyderabad. Respected Didi ji, an IT engineering graduate with PG diploma in system management. She has a vast experience of more than 13 years in IT industry as mobile application developer. Respected Didi ji has gone through several spiritual treatises, literature, books, and learned Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā from her childhood. Shraddha Didi has been taking Geeta classes at her residence for over 9 years. She joined Geeta Parivar directly as trainer in August 2020. Respected Shraddha Didi is involved in several faculties of Geeta Parivar, such as trainer, examiner, interpreter, and holding the class monitoring team. Currently, you are a L4 trainer as well as doing a special seva as trainer for prisoners of Bhopal Central Jail. And I am proud to inform you all that many of them have cleared the Jigyasu exam. Respected Didi ji is one of the most favorite disciple of Swamiji, our Pujya Govind Dev Giri Maharaj ji. Didi ji, please do come and unfold the secrets of Vibhuti Yoga to understand our participants. Please welcome Didi.
Shri Krishna, Kailash-ji, Shri Krishna, everybody. That was a beautiful start of the meeting by prayer from Kanchan Didi and also Didi Prajwalan. It is really beautiful to see such progressive teachers and all our volunteers, most of them already working in more than 2 departments. So it's really a beautiful start. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. First, let us pray to Lord Krishna and Param Puja Gurudev, because of whose grace and blessings we all assemble here for a brand new session of 10th chapter. Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavati Mashtadashatyayini Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavadgītā Bhagavadvishni. Om Shri Gurave Namaha, Shri Krishnaya Namaha. So it's another beautiful evening, and we all assemble here for interpretation of a very important, seemingly simple yet very important chapter, the Vibhuti Yoga. This chapter is very deep. It appears very simple, but it is a very deep chapter. And hopefully, with blessings of Swamiji, we'll be able to understand the depth of this chapter and also some very important takeaways from this important chapter. Today is also a very important day. We all are living in a free country, an independent country, and we owe this to many great freedom fighters. And today is birth anniversary of Bal Gangadhar Tilak ji, the great son of this country, the great son of our Bharat Mata, a son whom we all are proud of, and we continue to learn a lot from his life. And one thing that a person must learn from his life is the way he has brought Bhagavad Gita in his own life. The way Bal Gangadhar ji has taught, not only by the literature that he has written, but also by the means of different things that he has done in his life, how Gita ji can be brought in one's life. He is a living example of this. He has lived Bhagavad Gita. And by understanding his, without offering my pranam, without offering without offering our pranams to Bal Gangadhar ji, the entire study of Bhagavad Gita also, I feel, is incomplete. It is worth mentioning here that his book, Geeta Rahasya, is one of the most coveted, one of the most well-read narration of Bhagavad Gita, one of the beautiful books that he has written. And what is more inspiring is the situation in which he has written it. We all know that Bal Gangadhar ji was jailed. We all know his famous, the line that he has given, Swatantra Mera Janma Siddha Adhikar hai. It is my birthright and I shall have it. This had really instigated the Britishers, and we all know that he was jailed, and not just in a simple jail, but in the Mandalya jail, which was one of the most cruel jails, one of the most difficult to stay jails of that era. And in the jail, what can a person do best is shown in the lives of Bal Gangadhar Tilak ji and Veer Savarkar ji and the likes. In the jail, he used to get books. He was very fond of reading, etc. And in the jail, he had taken this permission to, at least get some books to read, and small little communication with his family members was allowed. Each book that he used to call for, each letter that he was sent, used to be scrutinized by the jailers there. It used to be scrutinized by the Britishers. And in all those circumstances, also, he didn't let it go. He didn't give up. Even in all this, he read the most beautiful literature that he could read. We all should know that he was a great Sanskrit Pandit. And along with that, he had good knowledge of the Vedas and other Hindu scriptures. While continuing his studies in the jail also, he has written a beautiful book called Geeta Rahasya while he was in jail. Now, what makes it special is this book was also, the pages got torn, he came out, he rewrote it, and this rest of the story is there. But in a situation like that, the jail was such that cold used to be so cold that a person would be difficult for a person to survive. When the summers where it used to be so hot, 45 degrees, here in 37, 39 degrees, we want the AC in 45 degrees temperature in the jail. He has survived and focused and written this Bhagavad Gita. What we learn from him is, in no matter what adverse situation a person is, one should focus. If a complete focus is on Shri Krishna, if the complete focus is on what you are meant to do, your complete focus, all your services are in devotion to Lord Krishna, then the best is going to come out of it. In all circumstances, one should be able to give the best, give the most positive outcome. This is a lesson we learn from his book, and this also happens to be an important lesson from the chapter that we are going to learn. This chapter, Vibhuti Yoga, is going to teach us how there is presence of Parampita Paramatma in everything that we see around us. Everything that, whether it is the optimism that he had, even in the jail, the optimism that Bal Gangadhar Tilak ji had shown, that optimism should not be temporary. It should be a habit. And this is exactly what this chapter is going to teach us. This chapter is going to teach us, help us inculcate this habit of being able to see the ounce, the fraction, the part of Paramatma in each one of us. So without any further delay, let us begin with this extremely beautiful chapter. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā अथ दशमोऽध्यायः. श्रीभगवानुवाच भूयैव महाबाहो शृणु मे परमं वचः यत्तेऽहं प्रीयमाणाय वक्ष्यामि हितकाम्यया. So beautiful. One thing I always say, the way Shri Krishna and Arjuna address each other during this entire conversation, it is ultimately a conversation, we all know. In this entire conversation is very beautiful. Here Shri Krishna is saying, Bhuya eva mahabaho. When a person is depressed, when a person is, worried, a little demotivated, what is the best thing to do? Is remind him of his own good qualities. Remind him of what good he has done in the past. So if a child is scared about something, we'll not say, tu to aisa hi hai, you are like this only, you have to do this. No, this is not the right way to talk to anybody who is depressed. If somebody said, "Arey, wo jaane do, roti rehti, she's always crying," this way of talking is not appropriate. First lesson we have to take from the shloka, Mahabaho. Shri Krishna is not angry. What you are doing in middle of this battlefield, if it had been one of us, in the middle of battlefield, you have to do this. Naak kata di hamari, that is what we would have said. But what Shri Krishna is saying, you are Mahabaho. You have a legacy behind you. And even though you are a Mahabaho, I'll tell you something again. Shrume paramau vachaha. Paramam Vacha. Arjun is extremely favorite friend of Shri Krishna. And we are also, and right now he's not just a friend, he's also a Shishya. He has also accepted that he is a student of Shri Krishna. And in all that, we are at a point, when this chapter has begun, we are at a point where Shri Krishna has just now completed telling about the Raja Vidya Rajaguhya Yoga. He has started a divine flow of words in which he has given out the best of best secrets, Raja Vidya, Rajaguhya Yoga. These entire topic distribution, now he has not said that now I've told you Raja Vidya, Rajaguhya Yoga. This division has been done for us, sorry, by Bhagwan Vedavyas. He has done this division so that we understand. Had the 700 shlokas entirely been given to us, we wouldn't have been able to comprehend anything. But now when we know this is what I want to study, I want to know about Bhakti Yoga, this is for our benefit that this compartmentalization, this classification has been done. And at the end of telling all these secrets, Shri Krishna is not waiting. Why? He's not waiting to tell something further. Why? Because Yatteham Priyamanaya. He is the favorite. Arjun is the favorite of Shri Krishna. And he is not stopping there. And from his own, he is telling something which is extra. Paramam Vacha. I've already told you. But Param, again I am telling you. Bhuya eva mahabaho. I am telling you again. And what am I telling you again? You are a Mahabaho. I am telling you again, which is Paramam Vachaha. Paramam Vacha means something that is most important. We all know what mothers will keep telling children. See, you're going for a picnic. I'm telling you, you have to do this. Again and again, if some thought is being repeated, that means it is the most important thought. The 9th chapter has ended on a very beautiful shloka. Manmana bhava vat bhakto madhyaji ma namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaiva matmanam matparayanaha. This is the last shloka. And after telling this very important thought, this first line of this particular shloka, 9th chapter, 34th shloka, Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji ma namaskuru. This entire line has come in entire Bhagavad Gita twice. Now, so much important things Shri Krishna has told, but if one thought as it is coming at two places, you should understand that it is one of the most important thoughts, isn't it? So this is one of the most important. This has come in the 9th chapter. Later, after some time, you will be also seeing the 18th chapter. The line is coming as it is, but the second line is different. The second line is Mame Vaishyasi Satyante Pratijane Priyosime. Both places he has expressed how important this particular line is. Manmana Bhava. Be devoted to me. Mad Bhakta Bhava Madhyaji Ma Namaskuru. And having told this is something very important that he has told. He now wants to tell something extra. And what is that extra? That we'll gradually see. And why that extra? Because he is Priyamana. He is extremely favorite of Shri Krishna. We all have to understand one important thing. That Arjun loved Shri Krishna. But Shri Krishna loved Arjun even more than what Arjun loved. And hence all this beautiful knowledge. Add one important thing. Vakshami hita kamyaya. What is the meaning of Vakshami hita kamyaya? Vakshami is I'm telling you something which is beneficial for you. So we have to understand what is beneficial for Arjun is much more beneficial for us also. He needed it less than what we needed, isn't it? I'm sure all of us agree, because we all are in, Arjun was in that state only once. We all end up in that situation every now and then. May it does not come. We are and again, Sidanti Mama Gatarani. Again we become, helpless. Small things like maid not coming, small thing, one little failure, small thing standing on the mic and talking, and Sidanti Mama Gatarani. That will happen to us. Every peck of the thing we will land up in this situation. So whatever is going to be told here, Vakshami Hita Kamyaya, is in the benefit of you. Whatever Shri Krishna has told is a matter of dharma. It is something mantravat which each one of us to follow. Now, This Paramam Vacha, he is also telling that apart from me, nobody else can tell you. He's telling this is important. I'm telling you because I really like you. You are one of my favorites, and this is also beneficial for you. Just like a mother telling the same thing again and again because it is beneficial and because she loves the child. And also that because nobody except Sri Krishna can explain this to him. Why? Because Nami vidusuragadha prabhavanna maharshayah ahamadirhi devana maharshinaim cha sarvashah. Nami vidusuragadha, the gods, all the gods, group of gods together, they will also not know. The Maharshis will also not be able to explain it as good as I can tell you. Nobody can explain you. Why? Because ahamadirhi devanam, I have come even before them. How do we understand this? We were just talking about mother. We know parents. A father knows everything, father or mother, the parents of a child will know everything about the child right from the day the kid was born, how he looked, how much was the weight of the kid, how old was the, which year it was born in, etc., etc. The parents will know. But how many details can the child know about the parent? He has come in the life of the parents after 20, 25 years, 30 years. So there is considerable span of time that the child will not be aware of. The child will not know how my father or mother looked at the time when they were born. A child will have very limited knowledge of the parent. So what Sri Krishna is telling here, they all have originated from me. I have come before all the gods. They have all originated from me. Maharshis have originated from me. The gods have originated from me, and that is the reason they are not going to be able to tell you as many details about all that I want to tell you. All the secrets of a father will be known best to the father, or to the child will be known to the father, isn't it? So all the secrets, all these paramam vachaha, whatever I'm going to tell you, it is best known to me. And ahamadirhi devanam maharshinaim cha sarvashah. We all have to know whatever has come, whatever has been born, it has to come to an end. This entire universe, which our little mind is still trying to explore, is endless. Our earth is just a speck in what? In the entire Milky Way. Milky Way, the entire galaxy of Milky Way is just a speck in the entire universe. Now we all have come to know about it. Our Rishi Munis knew before that also, and they all know the exact timing for what this all is going to last, etc. and etc. So this entire world is being what? Controlled by God. Entire world is created by God. Sitting here, how much the Rishis and Devarshis, Maharshis, who have come only for a limited span of time in this universe, will be able to tell. This is a basic logical question basic logical fact that Shri Krishna has put forward. And now, naturally, people like us, and of course Arjun must be wondering, how, if they are not in a position to explain all this, how can an ordinary striver like us know him? How can we know him and attain all this salvation? Whatever questions would come to our mind are already answered by Shri Krishna. He says, Yo mamajamanandincha veti lokamaheshwaram asammudha samartyeshu sarva papaih pramuchyate. What he says, Yo mamajamanadincha veti lokamaheshwaram. Here the word veti, it's very important. Lokamaheshwaram, this is also very important. Veti here is used as a verb. Who is knowing what? That here Shri Krishna has started explaining the splendor, his own splendor, how beautifully he has created this world. how he is the creator of this world, he is trying to explain here. What he is saying, the one who knows that I am what? The Loka Maheshwara. See, Loka Maheshwara means we know that we are in Mrityalok. Mrityalok is this world where people are going to be born and dead again. Swargalok, Mrityalok, Patalok, these are different worlds we all know that exist. Now, Sarvalok, somebody who is, Loka Maheshwaram. Now, not only the creator and the controller of one world, but of all the worlds is Loka Maheshwaram. So, for us, even keeping 4 people in coordination is difficult. He is running the entire show and controlling what? The entire world, entire universe, entire creation. He's the Loka Maheshwaram. And everybody who understands this concept, for them, Sri Krishna is explaining that what is going to happen, that Sarva Papa Pramachyate. He's telling that I am somebody who doesn't have any beginning. Initially, we saw that everything has a beginning and end. God is someone who is not having a beginning, who is definitely something that doesn't have a beginning. He'll not have an end. He is constantly there, and in entire cycles, this entire process of creating the universe, destroying the universe, everything is going on. And I am the controller, I am the Loka Maheshwar. And whoever understands this, asamudha samartyeshu. Martyeshu means what? Even if they are born in this world where the birth and death are a cycle, continuous cycle, a person, though he is born in this cycle, but understands that this is the fact that I am the creator, I am the Loka Maheshwara, he will be what? Freed from all the sins, freed from all the bad deeds. He will be liberated. Pramachyate, he will be liberated. Once liberation from all the sins means what? Moksha, gradually coming out of it completely. Here what he's saying, by their knowledge, by knowing the knowledge of me, by knowing me, once they understand this, by knowing me, if they are able to lighten this asammuda, what is this? Lighten their intellect by this knowledge. See, why this concept of sins have come here, let us try to understand. Any sin, any bad deed, any deed that we do which is not good, against the dharma, it is darkness. Swamiji always says, Paap ek andhakara, it is a darkness. And when will a person not be provoked to do any kind of bad sins? Is when there is a flame of knowledge that burns in him. The person who has this jnana ki jyoti, the flame of knowledge is enlightened in a person, that person, sins automatically start getting burned. Automatically his sins will start getting burned. That is why Shri Krishna says, by the light of this knowledge that I am the Loka Maheshwar, gradually all these sins are going to get destroyed, because he will slowly get enlightenment from within, and gradually all this darkness will go. And what are the things that here we have to understand? That I am the creator of this entire universe, of this entire world, and also of the different emotions that run this entire universe. So not only just the outer physical universe that we see, physical things that we see, but also the internal emotions, the bhav that run this universe. What is running the universe? Our intellect. What we are doing now, you all are having a very good intellect coming and trying to understand 10th chapter, all dedicated. And then there are some other emotions, sukha, dukkha, all these emotions, they are also striving, they are also making this entire world work. All the actions that different people do are out of these different emotions that a person has. These emotions are also created by me. See how deep, slowly, slowly the conversation goes. Not only am I a Loka Maheshwar, I am also the creator of all these emotions. So Shri Krishna has started going deeper into this narration of his own splendor. He has started narrating his own splendor and taking it further deep. He is explaining in the next two shlokas, Buddhir jnanama sammoha kshama satyandamashamaha sukham dukkham bhavo bhavo bhayam cha bhayamevacha ahimsa samata tushtistapodanam yasho yashaha bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva prathagvidha. Here, what all things he is talking about? Not only the Loka Maheshwar, as the Loka Maheshwar, I have not only created the physical aspects of this world, but also the subtle aspects of this world. Which are the subtle aspects? Buddhi. Buddhi, first one, Buddhi. Then Jnana. Jnana means knowledge. Buddhi, we all know. So Buddhi is something by the help of which a person attains knowledge. And what is knowledge? Knowledge is something which is attained by the help of Buddhi, interrelated by the help of intellect, wisdom. So having having a correct intellect. What is Buddhi? Buddhi is not only something which helps you seek knowledge, but also something which is going to help you do your actions in a certain way. So today everybody's Buddhi said, okay, let's learn the 10th chapter. So we all are here. Somebody's Buddhi has said, let's go and watch some movie. Now so many different movies. Somebody's Buddhi is taking them there. So Buddhi is something which drives the action. And what is knowledge? Something, the correct Buddhi, which is going to seek you on the path of correct knowledge. Knowledge of what is Sat, what is Asat, what is real, what is unreal, what is correct, what is wrong, what is something that is worth following, and what is absolutely essential, what is not essential, what is true, what is Sat, what is Mithya. All the understanding of this is knowledge, and the intellect is going to help you that. One important thing here now, Jnanama Sammoha. Your teachers in the class, when you are learning the shlokas in the class, teachers must be telling that our uchcharan of ma, the pronunciation of ma should be complete here. Buddhir jnanama sammoha. Here, at least I in my class keep telling it is very important that ma should be complete. If you say buddhir jnanam sammoha, the words, the meaning of the word, the charan becomes exactly opposite of what it is. The word here is asammoha. What is the meaning of asammoha? It means non-illusion, being free from the delusion, being unable to understand that whatever we see around us is not real. When we are in a dream, see, if you are in a dream and you dream of eating a rasgulla and we just enjoy it, isn't it? The rasgulla is not real, the taste buds are not real, but we are eating it with our own hands, with our own tongue, enjoying it and happily dreaming of eating something tasty. But is that real? Having the knowledge of what is real and what is not real, being free from delusion, is being asammoha. Now, when you are chanting the shlokas, if you end up saying Buddhir jnanam sammoha, what happens? Jnanam sammoha. The word asammoha has become sammoha. It is completely wrong. So that is why this swara sandhi which is happening, jnanam plus asammoha, the ma has to be complete. These small things, because you all are level 4 students, I'm telling, we should understand that, the pronunciation is equally important. Many people insist, now we have to understand the meaning. The correct meaning is going to come when the shlok is pronounced in a correct way. This also we all should understand. Further, what Shri Krishna is, the other bhav that Shri Krishna is talking about, kshama. What is the meaning of kshama? Forgiveness. We all know. Forgiveness in spite of having the capacity to take revenge, that is kshama. See, somebody as powerless as me. Tomorrow, if I see some gunda coming and, hitting me, and I said, oh, okay, I forgive this Vyari, I'm not capable of fighting with him. I don't have an option but to forgive him. Then that is not forgiveness. If a politician comes, I'm so powerless, I cannot fight illegal battles, any other battle. So that forced forgiveness is not forgiveness. Having the capacity. So if I was a big, some powerful person who could take a revenge, but decided to let it go and forgive and give the correct solution to whatever problem, that is forgiveness. And then Dhamma. Dhamma, Shamaha. Dhamma is controlling the senses. Dhamma is controlling your senses. Shama is controlling the mind. So controlling the senses, controlling the mind, all these emotions, all the capacity is also derived from Shri Krishna himself, coming from Parampita Paramatma. Sukhan. Sukh is happiness. Any favorable situation is Sukh. Any unfavorable situation is dukh. Sometimes the same favorable, same situation can be a sukh and a dukh both. So when we were children, if the school has a holiday, we'll be so happy. It is sukha. When we grow up, our children getting holiday, it is raining, and all of a sudden school declared the holiday on this chat. Nowadays, all parents WhatsApp group, people are crying, oh no, how to entertain the children in the day? Same emotion which used to be a matter of happiness, if we get it, it is sukh. If only the child get, but the mother has to still work for office, it becomes a dukkha. Very subtle, small example I'm giving. Don't take it very seriously, but just trying to put forward a point that a situation which is favorable is happiness, sukh, and a situation which could turn to be unfavorable, it is dukkha. Sukham, dukkham, bhavo, bhava. Bhava is existence. The presence of something, the existence of something is bhava. The entire srijan is happening, it is bhava. Abhava means non-existence of something. So existence of certain emotions within us is also bhava. Abhava, something which is not being there, is abhava. Sorry, did I? Bhava, abhava. Something that is present, abhava, absence of something. Bhayincha bhayamevacha. Bhaya is fear, and abhaya is fearlessness. All these emotions, fear is also an emotion, fearlessness is also an emotion. All these emotions, along with which emotions? Ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. What is ahimsa? Non-violence, not injuring anybody. Now violence, most of us will not get into physical violence. Sophisticated people, we will not hurt people with, will not end up hitting them, pushing them, pulling them. No, but verbal violence, not only in front of them, behind them also. This verbal violence is something undesirable. So non-violence, non-injuring, not hurting anybody, basically, is ahimsa. Ahimsa, samata. Samata means what? Equanimity. Equanimity, that between anything that we see. See, if there are two friends, one friend is very rich, another one is okay, average, cannot give big gifts. So a person might have, two ways of looking at, oh, this person is rich. When that rich fellow comes, good food, nice agatya, nice, welcome will be given to the person who is richer. And the one, oh, he is okay, come, simple sharbat chai we'll give, simple treatment. There is a difference in the way we see certain people. All of you don't do it. I'm just giving an example. I'm reiterating this again and again, only for the sake of understanding. Samata is not doing that partiality. If two children, if your child has a fight with some other child, and then both of them are complaining, what, my child is always correct, this kind of attitude, it is not samata. The other child having an equanimity, whether it is their child, my child, any child, but equanimity. Had it been with us, but that sense of equanimity is samata. And tushte, being satisfied in all circumstances, not wanting to be greedy. Tushtes, tapa, very beautiful thing. Tapa It is in our scriptures. What is the definition of tapa? Austerity. We all, the understanding, the shallow understanding I can add is that sitting in a meditative position, closing eyes and doing meditation and thinking about God is tapa. That only is not tapa. When a person is doing some actions in direction of achieving something, there will be some difficulties that will come. For instance, we all are learning Bhagavad-Gītā. Difficulty in memorizing the shlokas, but these difficulties, overcoming these difficulties is tapa. Now, just overcoming the difficulties is also not tapa. Overcoming these difficulties with happiness is tapa. So, karna pad raha hai, this Didi is telling, that is not tapa. I am happily doing it. That is tapa. For some children, getting up early and cooking for the family. The bus is going at 6:30 in the morning. Daily I have to get up and do this cooking. That is not tapa. Daily doing it with happiness. So overcoming the difficulties in achieving something with happiness is tapa. If somebody is forcing you to do something and overcome the difficulties, that is not tapa. So we have to understand these subtle things in each bhav. Dana. Now, this dana, I will not go into too much details because already you all have learned it in what? 17th chapter. What are the 3 types of dana? Rajas dana, tamas dana, and the best amongst all, the sattvic dana, given without any expectation in return. Not the charity. Dana means charity, the charity or any help done without a sense of expectation, without expecting anything back. So when a friend is helping something, today let me help, so kabhi wo bhi kaam mein aayega. That is the attitude people have. Let me help him today, some or the other day I might also need help. That is the biggest motivation for help. Or let me help this poor person so I can put in WhatsApp status, no, given this much amount of, or let me post it so some the photo will come in the newspaper. No, that is not the correct. So what is sattvic dana? What is the best type of charity? We have to understand, going back to the 17th chapter. We have already seen it, so we'll not go into too much details of it. Dana, yasha, ayasha. Yasha is success, ayasha, failure. Again, important, yasho, yashaha, the pronunciation of avagraha, dragging that matra of O, very important. Otherwise, the meaning is lost. Yasho, yashaha, ayash in the situations of failure, success. Bhavanti bhava bhutanam. These are the different types of emotions that are present in every person, and they all are what? Originating from me. Prithak vedaha. These different kind of emotions are also originating from me. And what else is originating from me? After all these things are originating from me, Shri Krishna is telling. And while these are also coming from me, this is the splendor. To understand this in a better way, we have to understand one very beautiful example Swamiji gives, that the God has not only just created the hardware. We all are very literate with computers. Most of us always very easily operating the computers. We know there is a hardware, and what the hardware runs on, what? The software. So God has not only created the hardware of this world, but also the software that is running this world. This has also been created by Shri Krishna himself. So this is what is explained in these 2 shlokas. And Shri Krishna further says, Maharshaya Saptapurve Tatvaro Manavastatha Madbhava Manasa Jata Yeshalokaimaf Praja. What all Shri Krishna is explaining further. Maharshaya Saptapurve, in continuation to this narration of the sequence of the creations Shri Krishna is giving. Here he is giving a sequence of the creations also. Maharshayas, how this creation has come. This is very beautifully described in different Puranas and Bhagavad. We all should independently try to listen to the pravachans that Swamiji gives. Beautiful explanation he gives every time. So how this Srishti has been created, how this entire world is created. Maharshaya Saptapurve Madbhava manasa jata. Very important, manasa jata. This entire creation has come out of the imagination. Manasa jata. First Brahmaji, we all know Brahmaji has come from Vishnuji, and Brahmaji had a concept in his mind. He imagined that this is the kind of world I have imagined. He has made a picture description, and whatever we describe in our mind eventually becomes a reality. This is something very clearly explained in Yoga Vasishtha, and nowadays you read these books, no, The Secret and all these. What do they say? Visualize you are become a manager after 5 years and you will actually become a manager. When these Western people say, the people who are interested in philosophical books believe it. Exactly what Shri Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita has been said in Yoga Vasishtha also, that by a concept, manasa jata, Brahmaji. See, if by our imagination we can become managers, with Brahmaji's imagination we can definitely create a universe. We will never question that. So what Sri Krishna says here, manasa jata, it's a very basic principle basically. When a person, you all are living in houses, we all are living in nice houses. How was this house created? Some architect, some engineer has first made a map, has first drawn, this is how the house would look. Here will be the drawing room, here will be the puja room, this is going to be the kitchen, and somebody has made a map, and then this entire picture of the map has come into the concept and it has become a house. Similarly, Brahmaji has had a concept in his mind, manasa jata. He created this in his mind, and from that who came Maharshaya Saptapurve Chatvaro Manavastatha. Who all have come, the first, see, when the entire Srishti was created, that process is there, then also Chatvaro Manavastatha, 4 Manus. Now, not 4 Manus, sorry. The 4 Sanat Kumar, they were created. Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar, they 4 were created. And Maharshaya Saptapurve, the 7 Saptarshis were created. Bhrugu, Marichi, Atri, Pulasya, Pulaha, Kratu, Vasishta. These Saptarshis were created. And this entire Srishti. And then Manu were created. Now in this we also have to understand this, how this entire thing, the Brahmaji decided that this is how the world is going to be. And he created this entire universe. After this creating this entire universe, the first Manvantar, when it started, what is this entire, the Kal Ganana, we should see how vast this entire creation is. This is not described anywhere but in Bhagavad Gita and in our Puranas. Only our Rishis have the complete understanding that the entire Srishti, the entire creation's time, he has explained that we all know there are 4 yugas: Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kal Yug. This entire period, it is some 43 lakh, some many years. Okay. This entire Chaturyugi, 1,000 into 1,000 Chaturyugis become 1 day of Brahmaji. And 1 day of Brahmaji, this is the Srishti time. And then there is a Pralay time that is equal to this Srishti time. What is the Pralay time again? Chaturyugi into 1,000. That is 1 night. This is 1 day and 1 night of Brahmaji. This entire period is called Ahoratra. Now multiply that into 360. Beyond my calculative capabilities, multiply into 160. That is 1 year of Brahma. And 100 such years is the lifespan of 1 Brahma. You will gradually see this in further chapters. This is described in other chapters also. 8th chapter we have seen recently. This is the entire calculation. Now, this entire 1 day of Brahma, in this entire 1 Chaturyugi of 1,000, this entire 1 day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus that will appear in one sequence. There is this Manu, and we know now, we are in which Manvantar? We are in the Manvantar of Vivaswan. Vivaswan, we have seen in the Fochar, Vivaswan Manave Prahar. So this whole thing is true. We have to connect these dots, then only we will be able to understand. If I just directly we tell you that Manu was created, it is going to be, remember the 4th chapter, Shri Krishna has told that Vivaswan, this entire knowledge has come from Vivaswan Manave Praha. And then this Manvantar, the 14 Manus will appear in this sequence, and this entire tenure of one Manu is called Manvantar, and this entire Srishti has been created. This entire splendor Shri Krishna is describing that all this has come out of what? Imagination, Manasa Jata, of the imagination from Brahmaji. Yesha Loka Imav Prajaha. All these creations were created. And Etam Vibhuti Yogaincha Mamayo Veti Tatvataha So vikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayah. A person who will know all this. There is one important word here is so vikampena. Here the word we have to see. Swamiji always says kampan and anukampan. What is happening? Anyone who knows, understands all these things. That etam vibhuti yogan, one who knows that all these things are created by me. Veti tattvataha, those who understand that this entire manifestation that is being seen around them is created by my yoga. It is created by me. He will have an unshaking faith in me. He will have an unshaking faith in me, and he will become what? Established in me. Once we know all these things, we feel a little more subtle, we feel a little more timid, and that entire devotion for Shri Krishna comes. How? That okay, we are so sukshma that entire ahankar goes, that entire ego itself vanishes, that I am so great. When we understand, even our existence, like the existence of a mosquito, not even that much in this entire one kalpa, if we think in the entire time span of one Brahma, our existence is so insignificant. When we understand this, we become completely take shelter in this Parampita Paramatma. The knowledge that we get from about the vibhutis, about the splendor of Shri Krishna, we will ultimately get what? A complete refuge we'll be taking under Shri Krishna. That is true, isn't? Once we know that this person is so powerful, then we start becoming insignificant, and we are ready to take a refuge into this person, isn't it? Even at a small, our individual level, we can understand this. He is Parampita Paramatma. Once we understand his splendor, Yujyate Nadra Samshaya. Once we understand this, that unshaking faith will be devoted, unshaking connection will be there with Shri Krishna, and we will get connected. We'll establish ourselves in it, or complete our mind will be dedicated to Shri Krishna himself. Further describing, he's telling, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. What is he explaining here? Aham sarvasya prabhava. I am the source of everything. Everything is originating out of this Parampita Paramatma, Shri Krishna. Here he is Shri Krishna. He is not just Shri Krishna. He is Shri Bhagavan Vacha Vyas Muniji is saying. So here Bhagavan Vyasji is telling that he is the Parampita Paramatma, and everything is originating from him. Matta sarva pravartate. I am the origin of everything, and everything is what? Evolving from me. Everything is evolving from me, and one person who understands this, iti matva, having understood this, the one who is worshipping me, bhajante means worshipping me, he will be what? Buddha bhava samanvita. Once we know that he is the only ultimate one, we understand that he is the only penultimate, ultimate energy that he has, and that his fraction exists within us also. There is nothing more left to understand. And here is what Shri Krishna is saying. Having understood, who understands this? The one who is intelligent. Buddha. The word here is Buddha. Buddha means the intelligent ones. They understand me and start doing what? They worship me. Now, by the word bhajanti, what it means, we have to understand that it is not just this normal puja, okay, puja, arti, just namasmaran. Bhajanti, service to Shri Krishna. We all are Bhagavad Gita Sevis. We all call ourselves Gita Sevis. Our sadhaks are also Sevis. They are also eventually, they love to get connected to Gita Parivar and become Gita Sevis. We serve them in some or the other way. Whatever a Gita Sevi does, whatever a sadhak does, once they understand this bhav, once they understand the Param Tattva Paramatma, they start doing everything in service to Shri Krishna. When we were talking about Bal Gangadharji, it was a service to Shri Krishna that this Gita Rahasya should go to all the people. So this is also a service that is being rendered by the sadhaks, by the person who knows their value. You all are level 4 students. By now you understand the importance of Bhagavad Gita. And then what happens? We start bhajante. What we do, not only just singing Bhagavad Gita and not only just trying to learn, but also becoming Gita Sevis and doing the service. That is the true form of bhajante. And iti matva bhajante ma buddha bhava samanvitaha. Now here Shri Krishna is not only talking about the intellect, but also the bhav. He is not only his intellect is devoted to me, his bhava, his emotion is also dedicated to me. His emotions are also what? Taking refuge under me. The entire bhav is up to me. And then what happens? A person who understands all this, his buddha bhava samanvitaha, he is completely dedicated to me. And then what happens to such people? What do they do? Matchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mannityan tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Very important, Shri Krishna is telling here, what happens to the people who are completely devoted to me, the intelligent ones, who along with all this emotion get devoted to me. What happens to them? Matchitta madgata prana. Matchitta madgata prana means their mind is completely absorbed in me. Their mind is wholly dedicated to me. Always doing what? Chintan of Shri Krishna. Always busy in what? Prayers of Shri Krishna. Madgata prana, their lives are also absorbed in me. Their entire life is dedicated to me. Bodhayantah parasparam. They keep enlightening each other. See, when two forget about all other things, just let us talk about this Geeta Parivar Anand Utsav. You all must have recently celebrated, those who started with level 4 just now. When we meet each other in Anandotsav, the Geeta Sadhaks meet each other in Anandotsav. Why it is Anandotsav? Because two like-minded people, all like-minded people, when they come to discuss something, and when they come to discuss their experience around Bhagavad Gita, when they come to discuss their experience around Shri Krishna, there is a different bliss that fills the meeting. And we have seen how our Anandotsav goes on for hours. Nobody wants to leave them. Had we not had, our routine activities, we could have celebrated Anandotsav for long hours. The happiness is so much when we are talking to each other, when we are discussing Bhagavad Gita. You must have all have experience, because we are all level 4 sadhaks, senior sadhaks of Gita Parivar. You must have experienced this from the time when you started learning Bhagavad Gita till the time now when you have a considerable understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Talking about Bhagavad Gita, trying to convince people around you about the importance of Bhagavad Gita is so satiating. It is so satisfying, isn't it? We all love to talk about it. Why are we all sitting and discussing? Because it is a matter of happiness for us. Similarly, when we have Jagratas, now Ganpati and all these festivals are going to come, how we all enjoy doing this entire concept of again, I don't know why Tilakji is being reminded again. He is the one who has started this festival of Ganpati. When we all are in the Ganpati pandals and the aarti is going on, the bhajans are going on, the different songs of Ganpati are playing, so much energy. Why? Because all the devotees are together. A person who is devoted to Parampita Paramatma, a person who is devoted to God, when such people come together, they are discussing this with lot of energy. They are discussing God, they are talking about God with lot of energy. Bodhayantav parasparam kathayantascha man nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They will tell about me, kathayantascha man, kathayantaha mam, kathayantacha mam. They will not only about each other, they will talk about me, but to others also they will love to discuss about me. They will always be tushyanti cha ramanti cha, always satisfied, always delighted. What is party for Gita lovers? Doing the Bhagavad Gita Parayana. What is, we all nowadays see so many people, they gather together, and what is something that they love to do? Sit together on an Ekadashi and chant all 18 chapters. Beautiful. We also see Hanuman Chali, so many people, coming together, chanting. That is its own different beauty. Kathayantascha man nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. A very beautiful example has been quoted by Sri Jnaneshwar Maharaj in this context. He says, imagine there are two ponds, two sarovars. For some reasons, if they start flooding, what will happen? So one is, already bubbling with water, happiness out of happiness. Just imagine it in a beautiful way. Both the ponds, if all of a sudden they start flowing together when they are formed, together when they meet, what will happen? The synergy with which they meet, the flow will be immense, much more than what one pond is going to be all alone when they meet together. That is the beauty of two devotees meeting together, and they will always be happy in this. Again, Bal Gangadhar Tilakji's one incident I remember. Once they were all having in his family, they had a family reunion, and there was some musician who had come, a sangeetkar, singer had come in the city. A very famous singer. At that time there was no YouTube and all where you can just pick up any song and listen anytime. If you have to listen it from the singer, then you have to go to that event and listen. So this famous singer had come, and his family members insisted, come with us for this, to listen to this music. He sings so beautifully, you must come and listen. So he says, and Bal Gangadharji was busy studying. He was reading his Bhagavad. He says, no, I will not come. Everybody started, you will never get this opportunity. Then that one sentence that he has said is so beautiful, that I am so enchanted by listening to this song sung by Sri Krishna himself. This Bhagavad Gita, he says, obviously we all know Bhagavad Gita is a song of God. I am so enchanted by this song that no other songs can enchant me anymore. So I am just happy listening to this song only. I don't want to listen to anything else. That is the enchantment that we all experience and want to stay with it. So tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So they enjoy it. Now this word enjoy is not coined by any one of us. This is word from Sri Krishna himself. Ramanti means they are delighted, they are enjoying it. They will only enjoy this. So absorbed some people are in this entire process of chanting and praising the Lord that we have in our Maharashtra. There are a lot of Santa who have taken birth. A lot of saints have taken birth there, and one of the popular saints was Gora Kumar. Kumarji was so busy in his chants, and he was so thoroughly enjoying every time just chanting the songs of Sri Krishna Vithala. And so much so he was so engrossed one day that the mud that he was mixing with his legs, he was so busy that in that his small baby came crawling. He didn't realize, he was so busy singing the chants of Vittala Vittala, that he couldn't see that the baby got crushed in that mud. But see the grace of Shri Krishna himself. When people were, worried, what you have done? But to his rescue, God himself had to come and bring the baby back to life. When when they were all scolding, slowly this baby walks from a corner of the room, and happily, healthily, the child was very much alive. And this is the beauty of Lord Krishna himself, and this is the beauty of the devotees also. They enjoy just his chant. While we know now that this is what the people who understand the splendor, understand the beauty of God do, what does God in turn do for them? Sri Krishna explains, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogantai yena mamupayanti te. What does Sri Krishna do for them? Tesham satata yukta. And this is a very beautiful, one of the most beautiful shlokas of this chapter. For the ones who are what? Satata yukta nam. Like always absorbed in thoughts of the God. Like the gopis of, we all know in Vrindavan, how the gopis were constantly absorbed in the thoughts of Sri Krishna. Always, whatever they are doing, they will chant Sri Krishna's name. So much so that even, Swamiji gives a very beautiful example about a gopi who was selling this milk and everything. While chanting also, she would start saying, initially she'll say, Doodh lo, ye lo, wo lo, then she'll start chanting the names, Gopal lo, Krishna le lo. So much they will be absorbed in names of Sri Krishna. Even in the Bhagavad, you'll see a lot of beautiful shlokas. They are coined by the gopis. Beautiful shlokas. They are not singing, chanting well thought compositions. Whatever emotion came in their mind, it has just come, and they have found very beautiful shlokas and beautiful stotras in the Bhagavad. That much bhav was there. They were always absorbed in thought of Sri Krishna. Such people who are satata yukta. Now, what those gopis had very minimal education, but what they were doing, bhajatam priti purvakam. They were always doing. They were always dedicated. They were loving Sri Krishna with complete devotion, full of love. Priti purvakam, full of love. Their entire act was full of love for what? Sri Krishna. And for such people, what does Sri Krishna do? Dadami buddhi yogam. Tam buddhi yogam dadami means I am giving them buddhi yoga. What is the importance of this buddhi yoga? If a person wants liberation, a person who seeks liberation, they will needs knowledge. Ultimately, there is no liberation without knowledge. Bhakti is important, devotion is important, but the devotion should be what? Have a foundation of knowledge. What is that knowledge? The one that we were discussing about, the splendor of Sri Krishna, the splendor of Parampita Paramatma, the power, the energy. We should have an understanding of God also. So both are equally important. So person who is only dedicated, lacking the intellect, how do they understand? How will they get knowledge? Logical question again. For somebody who is just dedicated, not literate, how will they get knowledge? For them, Sri Krishna himself is giving the knowledge. Himself is facilitating the fact that they should get knowledge. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. And this is beautifully seen in recent times also. In recent time, we have all seen the example of Paramhamsa, Krishna Paramhamsa. His life, he has not read too many scriptures, he has not read anything, but what was the only thing? Complete dedication to the goddess, Ma Shakti. So ardent dedication to her, so much dedication to God. Because of that only he has written so many scriptures, so many things he has been able to teach to his own disciples. So a person who is so dedicated to Shri Krishna, to the God, for him, Shri Krishna will give Buddhi Yoga. So all of us who are worried whether we will understand Bhagavad Gita or not, whether we'll be able to learn or not, whether we'll be able to memorize or not, leave all those worries, because Dadami Buddhi Yogantam, just remember Shri Krishna will give you the intellect to get the appropriate knowledge. And what he's saying, Yena maamupayanti te, what will happen with the help of the Buddhi Yoga, that these devotees are going to get, what is going to happen? Mam te maamupayanti. What is going to happen? They are going to be united with me. They are going to come to me. They will be united with me. So beautiful. These two shlokas, 10th and 11th, extremely beautiful shlokas. They will come to me. Teshamevanu kampartha mahamadnyana jantamaham nashayamyatma bhavastho jnanadipena bhasvatam. With the help, see what I am going to do. I will, for out of compassion for them. So a devotee loves Shri Krishna, but Shri Krishna in turns loves devotee more than the devotion that devotee himself has. So out of compassion from them, Tesham evan anukampartham. So one is kampa, one is anukampa, means one is the faith that I have for Shri Krishna is kampa. Anukampa, the resonance that Shri Krishna is having for him. And Anukampa means it is the resonance that Shri Krishna is going to have for us. So whatever is the devotion that I have, he is resonating it back to me. And out of that devotion, out of that compassion, out of that love for us, for the devotee, what Shri Krishna will do, that whatever is the ignorance, he will destroy the ignorance by lighting what? The lamp of, again, knowledge. Jnana Deepena means the lamp of knowledge he will give. And what? He will give the knowledge of Atma. Atma Bhavastha. What the Shri Krishna, the Parampita Paramatma, is dwelling within us. So whatever is dwelling within our hearts, whatever is dwelling within us, he will give you the light. That light will be illuminated. And here again, the example of Ramakrishna Paramhans, because his devotion was so much that he understood he got the knowledge of the Atma, of the Paramatma within him, and that has helped him enlighten himself. Having heard all this knowledge from Shri Krishna, now Arjun realizes what Shri Krishna really is. He is not just my Sarthi. He is not just my friend. He is not just God. Whatever I've heard about him is actually true. And after realizing the true form of Shri Krishna, after realizing what Shri Krishna really is, he starts praising Shri Krishna. And that praise is beautiful shlokas we will see in the next session. With that, let us seek blessings of Shri Krishna and Parampi Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, that we understand this chapter in its truest essence and get to implement Bhagavad Gita in our lives. With that, I devote this entire chapter, entire discourse in the lotus feet of Shri Krishna and Param Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj. Hari Om. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna. You need to unmute Kailash Bhaiya.
Thanks, respected Shraddha Raodeo Didi,
Shri Krishna.
for explaining in such a simple way to understand the complicated context of Vibhuti Yoga. Most of the participants would have definitely understand and satisfied by this interpretation. In addition to it, if there is any query or doubt in your mind, I ask to please on your video and raise your hand for any queries. So Didi will.
Ji, Sarojini ji has raised her hand. Jai Shri Krishna, Sarojini Didi. Pranam to you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Pranam. I try to read the scriptures, but a lot of confusion will always be there. I just want to ask you one doubt. Now, normally in science, we will say that living and non-living, those which are not moving, like mountains and trees and all, not trees also we say we have has life, but mountains or hills, they are non-moving. But those rishis, they have said that there's life in all mountains also, in rivers also. Is it that they have said that because every mountain also is made up of so many atoms, so okay, trillions and trillions and trillions of atoms. Now, if you should take a basic atom, that atom has got it's made up of a nucleus and electron revolving around it. Is it that they said like that because the electrons are moving in the atom? So that is why there is movement. Was it that Sankhya philosophy and all that, something like that?
Sankhya philosophy, it's very different. See, we have to understand, when we are trying to understand Vedas from a scientific perspective, see, whatever is there in Vedas, now they are trying to prove it, and they are understanding that whatever is told in Vedas is correct. Using the science today, we cannot prove the Vedas, but using the Vedas, the science can definitely be proved. But so in our scriptures, what has been told is there, the entire thing, we talk about Vyashti, which is the individual level, and then there is Samashti, the society, and Srishti, that is our interaction with the Prakriti. So what that interaction that we have with how our life is dependent on the nature, based on that the certain amount of importance has been given. But now going down to the atoms and molecules, this life, we are restricting the definition of life and non-life. See, this classification itself is leading to the entire confusion. We only see life, non-life, that Boolean 0 and 1 kind of knowledge. It's a very restrictive knowledge. What Vedantas have told is much more beyond this. See, what is dharma? When we try to understand, people understand dharma as doing puja, part, etc. This much is not dharma. Basic science of living itself is dharma. So in that periphery, if we see, Prakriti, the Srishti, is an integral aspect of life itself. Without having a good relationship with the Prakriti, with the nature, the life cannot exist. So that definition of life that is given there, you cannot equate it with atoms and molecules. There is a difference. Now, biological cell is different, the other cell is different, but that we cannot just say that we know everything, and we cannot say, okay, this is what is from a science and this is from the Vedas perspective. That understanding science is going to take very long to reach. But for the understanding of dharma, for the understanding of what our Vedas are saying, why we should do puja, and not just puja, why we have basic respect for nature, that is the Vedas, that part of Vedas we should understand, that it is giving us our boundaries. That one is our individual boundary, the Vyashti. Then the society, the boundary which we have with the society, the Samashti, and the boundary and the coexistence that we have with the nature, that is Srishti. And then after we understand all this, is what we are trying to understand now, is the Parameshti, the coexistence with the God. So this kind of coexistence is what is studied in the Vedas. But now from atoms and molecules perspective, if we try to understand, then it becomes a thing, by using ABCD, we cannot understand the engineering concepts, because this is very basic, our understanding at the moment about the atoms, molecules, like.
Thank you. You have explained very well. It was very enlightening. Thank you so much.
Is grace. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna.
Is anybody more?
There is no question raised.
Ji.
One hand raised.
Ji, Ramana.
Please start your camera, Ramana.
Ramana, Priya.
In the meantime, you can also start asking the question. Yeah. Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam Ramana ji.
हाँ जी, श्लोका 11. हेलो.
Yes, yes. Tesham evam partha
श्लोका 11 थर्ड चरणम नासयामि आत्मा भावस्थो. What is the how to break that word?
It is nashayami atma bhavastha. The tho has come, and because of some sandhiniyam, it is nashayami atma bhavastha.
Okay. Similarly, in second charanam, aham ajnanam, it is aham plus ajnanam.
It is aham plus ajnana.
Ajnana. Okay.
So aham ajnana jan tamaha. The meaning of that entire phrase is the tama, the ajnana, which is born out of darkness. Tama means darkness. The ajnana, ignorance, born out of the darkness, is aham ajnana jan tamaha nashayam atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasata.
So please give me the meaning of that nasyami atma bhavastha also.
Nashayami atma bhavasto. Nashayami means I am destroying. Atma bhavastha. By dwelling in their hearts, I am going to destroy this ignorance. By what? By lighting that lamp, jnana deepena, lighting this lamp of knowledge. Jnana deepena.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So, thank you, Didi ji, for this very interesting and curious question answer session. Now we come to conclude this interpretation session. I would like to extend thanks once again to respected Shraddha Didi ji for replying such intelligent answers. I also thank the whole backend Geeta Sevi team, that is volunteers of our Geeta Parivar, whose support and hard work has made this interpretation session so successful. I also thank Shri Deepak Gupta Bhaiya for supporting and hosting this entire session hassle-free. Thank you, Deepak Bhaiya. Now, before concluding this wonderful session of interpretation, let us come together to express our gratitude and heartfelt thanks to Lord Shri Krishna. By way of this Samapan Prarthana, I would like to invite Manjusha Vaishampayan Didi. She is from Raipur, Chhattisgarh, and she is Geeta Vrati, and she joined our Geeta Parivar 2.5 years back. She is an occupational therapist. Please do come, Didi, and take prayer. Samapan prayer.
Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Sanstapakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Jai Shri Krishna.
I request everybody to be present until the Hanuman Chalisa is completed. So let us join Hanuman Chalisa and our session will be concluded. Thank you, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति हूँ लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज संवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
जय श्री राम।